Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arthur Sherry, and I'm an international public speaking coach and consultant, a motivational speaker. So I want you to do some voice exercise because as a trainer, when you go for corporate training programs, you're supposed to bring energy to the room. Yes, yes? Awesome. So let's bring some energy. You can just relax yourself, and you can bring your hands like this above, and you have to inhale, exhale. Once more. Once more. Okay, bring your hands down. Now, the next exercise, you have to do ba, 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 ba. The next one, you have to keep your tongue active now after the lips. It's la, 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 la. Awesome. Now, what I call this as tongue twister. Go as long as you want. All right, awesome, awesome. Now, oh, that's exciting. You got the best voice. Okay, so now you have to touch upon your chronofacial muscles because these chronofacial muscles are going to bring a lot of excitement, joy, fun, smiles, the way you are going to talk. So you will be like, brr, brr, go as long as you want. Awesome. The last one. Now you have to roll your tongue with the upper blade. This is okay. This is upper blade. So touch your upper blade on each side inside the mouth like this. First of all, we'll go clockwise. 5 times. Easy. Don't push hard because tongue is a muscle. Now anti-clockwise. Easy. Relax. Stop. Now let's do it a little fast. Awesome. Fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause, everybody. Please take your seats. So the last exercise which you did, it will ensure that there's not going to be any fumbling around. So we are going ahead next for the tea breaks. How many of you want this session to be exciting and knowledgeable? Give me a raise of hand. How many of you want to learn the nuances of public speaking as a trainer? Give me a raise of hand. How many of you want to learn both? Give me a raise of hand. Both. Excellent. I want you to share something about you because nobody has spoken on this. I want you to say, I am awesome. One chorus, please. Excellent. Now, people who are sitting on your left and right, they also have taken out the time and they've spent their entire day almost. I want you to acknowledge their efforts, shake their hands, and say, you are awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Now, since you have praised about yourself, you have praised about the people sitting around you, I want all of you to say in one chorus, I'm awesome. You are awesome. Excellent. Now, with this, I want you to understand one thing. Public speaking didn't came to me as a career. It came to me naturally. And I would like to start by sharing something interesting with you, and that is about a story. Back in 1999, I was studying in 11th standard, and I got rusticated from my school because my father could not afford the school fees that time, and I was sent back to my house. And I came back to my house, and that moment I was feeling frustrated. Suddenly, around 6 p.m. in the evening, the door knocks. And I was thinking, who's knocking the door? I just went outside, and I saw 2 men with a height of 6 foot 3 inch. They were standing there. I opened the door. I was feeling numb that time. And they said, Papa kahan hai aapke? I said, Papa to, uncle, ghar pe nahi uncle, Papa to. And then one of them put the right hand in the pocket and bring out the pistol and put it on my head and said, अपने पापा को बोल देना अगर आज शाम को हमारे पैसे नहीं लौटाए तो हम सबको गोली मार देंगे. Now that was a moment in my life I started thinking, what is going on inside my house and what's happening in my life. I spoke to my mom. My mother just assured me that everything will be okay. I could not get the clear answer. And that moment, it was going worst. We lost it. My father went underground. Of course, there was financial constraint. Now I am out of my house. I'm not studying in a regular school. And even more worst, I'm not staying with my parents. I'm staying with my relatives. Now you know how relatives are. So one of my uncle, he was very rude. और what we call, उनका लहजा बड़ा अजीब था. तो उनका लहजा ऐसे था कि अरे इसको दो रोटी और दो ना इसको, इसकी प्लेट खाली क्यों पड़ी है. So 5-10 days it was very relaxing. You know that? It goes very relaxing when you are staying with your relatives. So how many of you have experienced this in your life, in your childhood? Yeah, there are a few of you who have done that. So that was pretty relaxing, and then after 10-15 days it got even worse. I started hearing so many taunts from my relatives. मैं लोगों से मुलाकातों का लम्हा याद रखता हूँ, मैं बातें भूल जाता हूँ पर लहजा याद रखता हूँ. And I must share with you, वो लहजा मुझे आज भी याद है, जिस वजह से आज मैं आपको ये बता पा रहा हूँ. I left my house of my relatives without saying anything. I went to attempt suicide. Now you imagine a 30-year-old boy thinking of a suicide on a railway platform. Thank God I got my inner beliefs somewhere, and somewhere there was my consciousness which didn't allow me to do that kind of a step in my life. However, I was thinking that I have to finish my life now. But वहाँ पर मेरे अंदर से एक आवाज़ आती है जो मेरे से बात करती है और कहती है कि तेरे पास खोने के लिए तो कुछ नहीं है, खो तो सब कुछ चुका है तू, बट पाने के लिए सारी दुनिया पड़ी है. अपनी ज़िंदगी का मकसद बना और आगे बढ़. And that was the moment in my life I started thinking that I can do something in my life. I got a little clarity and I started searching for admission in this open school. How many of you heard about National Open School? So I went to National Open School, Kailash Colony, and I inquired the fee structure, and 2,000 rupees was the fee structure for the entire year. Guess what? I didn't have 2,000 rupees that time. और मेरी मदर ने मुझे एक प्रिंसिपल सिखाया था, वो मैं आज भी फॉलो करता हूँ, कि बेटा ज़िंदगी में चाहे जितना मर्जी मुश्किल वक्त आ जाए, रोटी नमक से खानी पड़े, कभी किसी से हाथ मत मांगना, हाथ ना फैलाना किसी के आगे, क्योंकि भगवान भी उसी का साथ देता है जो खुद का साथ देते हो. हमेशा ऐसे करना, ऐसे मत करना. एंड आई स्पोक टू माई मॉम, आई सेड मम्मा मुझे अब किसी से कोई उधार नहीं मांगना, मैं क्या करूँ. कि बेटे कोई बात नहीं, नौकरी कर ले. 13-year-old boy. So I was thinking that I will get some administration job, sitting in AC, setting up files. But with my mother's reference in Sikh temple, she bagged me one job. I went there, and the factory owner said, आपको ये लोहा उठाना है, पानी से धोना है और इसको बाहर रखना है. So I was appointed as a factory helper job. अब मेरा काम क्या था, हाथ काले पीले बिल्कुल, फैक्ट्री के कपड़े पहने हुए हैं गंदे से बिल्कुल, जिस पे कीचड़ लगा होता है, गंदी मिट्टी लगी होती है. और वहाँ पर मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, अपनी स्कूल की पढ़ाई छोड़ के, अपनी लाइफस्टाइल को छोड़ के, अपनी फ्रेंडशिप्स को छोड़ के मैं वो काम कर रहा हूँ. ऐसा बहुत समय तक चला और उसके बाद धीरे धीरे चीज़ें ट्रैक पे आनी शुरू हुई. सो आई वर्कड रियली हार्ड दोज डेज एंड समहाउ, long story cut short, I got into a call center job. How many of you heard about BPOs in the year 2000, 2001? Now that was the time when I started working. और वहाँ से फिर मैंने अपना जब करियर शुरू करा तो first 3 months were terrible for me because I didn't know how to converse with the people, with the professionalism they are maintaining in the corporate atmosphere. और मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा था कि मैं वहाँ पे काम कैसे करूँ. वो काम करना क्या होता था, फ़ोन उठाना होता था, अमेरिकन एक्सप्रेस का पेड क्रेडिट कार्ड बेचना होता था. जिस समय ICICI बैंक, HDFC बैंक फ्री का लाइफ टाइम क्रेडिट कार्ड बेच रहा है, उस समय मुझे अमेरिकन एक्सप्रेस का पेड क्रेडिट कार्ड बेचना है. टफ जॉब, राइट? 3 months I got failed. I went to my boss and I said, boss ये मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा. उसने कहा यहाँ बैठ जा. कहते कि तू शिखा के बारे में जानता है? मैं कहा HR हेड, मेरी बीवी है वो. मैं कहा ओ अच्छा, इसने यहीं पे बैठा दी लड़की. I was thinking that inside. And he said, when I joined this organization, Shikha joined with me. Today, after 7 years, I'm the vice president and she's the HR head. He said, problem क्या है? I said, बहुत सारे लोगों को फ्लोर पे लगता है कि मैं ये काम नहीं कर सकता. And he said to me one thing, don't let someone else's opinion become your reality. He said, go back to work, try hard. I promise you, तूने सही तरीके से try नहीं करा. I followed his words. I stretched my shift that day. मुझे सुबह 7 बजे पहुंचना होता था और दोपहर को 2 बजे तक शिफ्ट होती थी, लेकिन उस दिन मैंने रात को 8 बजे तक वो शिफ्ट अपनी स्ट्रेच करी. And I got 2 leads generated, and that was the day it all got started. And next 6 months, I was the top performer in that entire organization. When people were achieving 30, 40, 50 paid credit cards, yours only was achieving 150, 160, 170. Now, this didn't happen with a magic wand, of course. I worked very, very hard because what people were not doing, I was following a channel which has really helped me, and that was belief. And here are 3 principles of my life. I want all of you to repeat after me, please. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, bring it like this. You have to get better. Excellent. The second principle which I learned was success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Third principle, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And that has turned it around for me. वक्त बर्बाद करने वालों को वक्त बर्बाद करके छोड़ेगा और उसको हालात नहीं छोड़ेंगे जो खुद को हालात पे छोड़ेगा. Remember that always. If you think my situation will get changed automatically, my dear friend, it's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. You have to really, really work hard. And that has been the story of my life. And I want to share something with all of you now. Your story is your trump card in public speaking. What you just heard was my story. How many of you were able to relate to it? Give me a raise of hand, please. Excellent. Now, I'm sure you also have your story, but have you drafted it clearly? Have you stated down all the key points, the punches clearly? Do that. It is said that every 1 in 3 million has a similar thumb impression. According to a recent survey, studies by Harvard, even your thumb impression is not original now. Then what is left original with us? It's your story. Your story is your trump card. Always remember that. And that's my first learning for all of you. Start understanding the nuances of storytelling. In public speaking, if you have noticed what Tanaz ma'am did, what Dr. Sunena ma'am did, they were just sharing their stories. Yes or yes? So when they were sharing their stories, they have incorporated their ideas into their stories. And very beautifully, they have crafted their messages in their respective way. So where Dr. Sunena was mentioning about the importance of emotional intelligence and then authentic leadership, and Tanaz ma'am also spoke about the power of subconscious mind, and of course, she highlighted the modalities of neuro-linguistic programming. But I want you to understand this. There is something inside me which has always propagated me to do for the country. So I took a mission of 1 million public speakers in India by 2030, and it all got started from there. Thank you. And when I started working on this mission, of course, my road was not easy. I did so much of work. And because of that work, I got honored by the Honorable Prime Minister of India in 2022 at his house in Racecourse. And my wife, Kara, was also along with me that time. And that was a proud moment of my family. How many of you love your family? Give me a yes. Excellent. So I also love my family. That's my better half, Kara. Kara, can you please wave, everybody? So Kara has also co-authored 2 books, and she's the co-founder of one of my company, and my daughter, Tavleen, she's the youngest TED speaker and already written 2 books at the age of 14. But there is something which drives all of us, which is opposite of love, and that's fear. And I'm sure all of you have gone through this situation. All of you must have been this person on the screen. Fear. Now, fear has three connotations, ladies and gentlemen. False evidence appearing real. That's the first connotation. The second connotation is forget everything and run. Now, I want all of you to please hold the hand of the partners sitting on your left and right. And I want you to shift the minimal of the fear also from this entire moment right now, which you are attending this session with me, and change this paradigm to forget everything and rise. And repeat after me loudly. Forget everything, and rise.
And rise.
And now shake the hand and say, I am a leader. Excellent. Now, when you will see, fear naturally comes to all of us. It is a natural phenomena because our minds are brain-wired for fears. So I must tell you, a little fear is useful for you. Because fear can be positive, it can be negative. Positive fear is necessary. Do you think preparation of this speech was necessary for all the speakers today? So that's a positive fear, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think that it was important for a speaker here to understand what does the audience want? So that fear is necessary. That anxiety is necessary. Having said that, there are a lot of areas where negative fear also takes charge. So I want to highlight the three types of fears. And I want to highlight people, performance fear, then stage performance, and then general anxiety. I must tell you that I have helped overcome a lot of people, their public speaking fear and stage anxiety as well. And I want you to understand these three steps very clearly. The first and foremost is take charge of your destiny. And you have to own the fear. So I've given one TED talk on the same topic, fear. I want all of you to repeat after me, please. Define the fear. Name the fear. Own the fear. And finish the fear. Follow these 4 steps. That's my first strategy for you. If you're going through some tough time on stage, define the fear. वो fear क्या है उसके बारे में समझो. उसको कोई temporary नाम दे दो. बॉबी, बबलू, छोटू, मोटू, सीता, गीता, कुछ भी बोल दो. उसकी आइडेंटिटी क्रिएट कर दो अपने माइंड में. उसकी ओनरशिप किसके पास आ गई? आपके पास आ गई. Because you have given that fear a name. और फिर उसको बोलो, मैं तेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं हूं, तू मेरे कंट्रोल में है. Define the fear, name the fear, own the fear, finish your fear. If you'll follow these 4 steps, I promise if your intensity is low, then following this process, it will be over. If your intensity is high, then of course there are certain other areas which you need to understand. The second one is reappraising the anxiety to excitement. Now there's a Harvard study in 2013 which was done, and that's the latest study which I have researched upon. I read a lot of articles on foreign websites. So it says that when you are nervous, you have the same brain chemical working when you are excited. Which means that if I'm feeling nervous right now, अगर मेरा दिल अभी तेजी से धक-धक कर रहा है, तो मैं इसको एक्साइटमेंट में दिखा सकता हूँ और ये बहुत जल्दी स्विच हो जाएगा. क्या आप लोग तैयार हैं? हम लोग करके दिखाएंगे? पक्का? अभी मैं घबराया हुआ था तो आपको पता कैसे लगा? पता नहीं लगा क्योंकि मेरा जो एयर प्रेशर था वो बहुत तेज था. So what I did was I just repriced my nervousness to excitement. And there's a switch. And the moment that switch happened, I'm now feeling normal now. अब इसे try करके देखना, it works. It's a psychological process. The third one, which I want to give you as a solution, is systematic desensitization. Now, this is a part of behavioral psychology. I'm a psychologist myself. So what I teach is that if you can do something repeatedly, then you will become a master at it. Repeat after me, please. Repetition is the mother of all skills and sweet cousin of mastery. Repeat it louder, please. Repetition is the mother of all skills and sweet cousin of mastery. So if you understand what I just said, it is connected to your repetition. And behavioral psychology, through this process of systematic desensitization, does exactly that. Now moving on to the next part, which is confidence and impact as a trainer. So I'm going to give you a framework. Everything in public speaking is a framework. The first framework I would like to give you is confidence. Now confidence I have divided into 3 easy parameters. The first one is preparation. I remember when I was rehearsing for my first official paid keynote talk. I have done more than 1,500 paid talks as of now, with more than 100 plus corporates in the last 18 years. When I was preparing for the first one, I was forgetting my content because somewhere I was not following the right process. So what is the right way of doing preparation? Number 1, follow the layer process. If you have some script which you want to follow, if you have some paragraph to follow, start reading it loudly for 4 or 5 times, and gradually you will see it will become a part of your one of the brain pattern layer. And then after that, if you will start talking about it by getting the understanding and the context of it, what will happen? You will start owning that content. And then third, start recording that in front of the camera. All of you have camera in your mobile phones? So just do that simple recording and you will see your preparation will get pretty strong. The second is practice. So I was doing my first TEDx talk, and one of the key lessons I understood is visualization. If you will start visualizing your success on the stage, like long time back, I visualized that I'm going to be speaking in an auditorium with one of the celebrity, and believe you me, today it has been fulfilled. As a small manifestation, I took long time back. I did manifested the house full. Unfortunately, it's not a house full, but it does gets manifested when you are manifesting it in the right way. So start manifesting your success on the stage. That's how you practice, and you practice well. The third is positive mindset. There's a lot been said on mindset, so all I have to say is start associating things in your brain so that you will get a great command on the words you're going to speak. It will also help you improve your language pattern. The next, impact. Again, 3C, clarity is superpower. And success is not about the genetics, it's about the clarity of thoughts. अगर आपको शब्द समझ में आ गए, कौन सी बात कैसे किस तरीके से बोलनी है, you will start achieving great clarity. So like I was noticing as a coach, Dr. Sunera was speaking so well. Why? Because she has clarity on the subject. One important lesson for all of you. If you are not talking about the subject which you are not mastered, you are not going to achieve clarity easily. Yes or yes? So be careful when you're talking about any subject on the clarity part. The second is connection. I believe connection was already being taken care when Dr. Sunera herself was talking about human connection. In public speaking, since corporate training is one of the aspects where public speaking skills are involved and presentation skills are involved, you have to understand that audience connection is the religion in public speaking. Repeat after me, please. Audience connection is a religion in public speaking. Excellent. Now give a high five to the person sitting on your left hand and say, I'll follow the religion. Say it loud, I'll follow the religion. Excellent. Excellent. Now I want you to understand a few more aspects and then we have to break for the tea. That's the public speaking framework. I'll quickly elaborate it, and the whole public speaking idea sums up here. Your content is your story when you are talking. Any speaker whom you have seen today, his content was his story. Any particular style with which he delivered the content becomes his character because it's connected to his character or her character, and the competency is the strategy. So competency and skill, there are two different things. Let me give you an example. Problem solving is a skill or competency? Absolutely wrong. It's not a skill. It's a competency. I'll tell you how. When you are doing problem solving, you are using your behavior and self-analysis. When you are doing analytical thinking, it's a skill. When you are involving behavior with analytical thinking, it becomes a competency. Yes, no? So understand what is the difference between the competency and skills. I'm talking about competency. If you follow these three things, you're going to achieve excellent public speaking skills pretty soon. Now let me give you 3 top ways to be an effective presenter. The first one, I want you to guess this image. Can you relate to this image? Be authentic. The first and foremost principle for any presenter is authenticity. And if you have seen the speakers who have spoken from their heart, it has touched your heart. Yes or yes? Yes. So here is my equation for you. You get into the subject. Repeat after me, please. You get into the subject. Let the subject get into you. And then let both of you get into the minds and heart of audience. Excellent. So that's authenticity. So the second one. Now that's becoming enthusiastic. Enthusiasm matters. So how will you get enthusiasm? You will start using the right phraseology. That's your content. The second, you should be clear about the context of your talk. And third, your voice modulation. क्या आप आ रहे हैं? क्या आप आ रहे हैं? क्या आप आ रहे हैं? The moment you shift your voice pitch, the moment you shift your octave, you will create voice modulation. So not much time left, but I'm going to talk about voice modulation some other day. The next one is human connection. I think Dr. Sunay has already spoken about this, so let's keep this in mind. Next one, stop creating garbage. Because most of the speakers, with all respect I'm saying this, they share WhatsApp content on the stage. For God's sake, please stop doing that. Be an original researcher. You are a creative person because you are a trainer. You're supposed to be creative. The next one. If you will not prepare, you will create something like this. But if you are well prepared, you will talk as if you are in the command of your subject. The next one. Now, some interesting thing about this dog is found in US and he can actually talk like human beings. Have you heard about this? Even I have also not heard about this because this is absolutely fake. So I want to tell you something. Novelty. Bring out something new when you're talking. Audience love to hear novelty. Audience love to hear something new. So add something new to your presentations and it will become a part of their memory for a very, very long time, because what happens is it shifts from a short memory, it goes out to the long memory, which is hippocampus. Next. And I promised you 3 ways, but how much I delivered? 6. Always under-promise and over-deliver. That's the message I want to give to all of you today. Next. So I'm going to share one of the greatest secrets of the public speakers. How many of you want to learn this? Give me a raise of hand. All right, so here we go. That's the greatest secret. In reality, there is no secret. It is all about practice. You have to break those plates before you look like you're a perfect guy on the stage, on the podium. There's no secret. There's no secret sauce to public speaking. If you really want to understand, you might be in the position where you will learn quickly, but there cannot be any short way or shortcut. Next. So here is the theory which I want you to understand. Practice never makes you perfect. Repeat after me, please. Practice just makes you better. On this note, I would like to end the session over here, but I must share that if you really want to become an exceptional presenter or a public speaker, it's not about the sprint. It's about the marathon. All right? So I would like to end by saying, ख्वाहिशों से नहीं फूल गिरते झोली में, कर्म की साख को हिलाना होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा कोसने से किस्मत को, अपने हिस्से का दिया खुद ही जलाना होगा. Thank you very much. Over to you.